That's how we should do introductions. What's going on, Not Move Nation? Welcome to the Not Move podcast. Today is January 4th at 9:10 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm here with JB Sport Talk. We're going to
What's
break down
good?
week 18 games today. What's good, JB?
Not much, Cam. You know what's good? What's good? It's week 18, final week in the books, playoff implications. Let's get the show on the road, man.
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. First thing I want to do is go over any weather issues. Looking at rotogrinders.com, ROTO grinders.com/weather/NFL. All right. Cleveland and Cincinnati. Cleveland at Cincinnati. Temperature just a hair above freezing is what they're saying, but otherwise, this game is fine. In regards to weather, Dallas at New York Giants. Temperatures around freezing, but winds are light and no rain. Miami at New England. Temperatures in the mid 20s, but otherwise everything's good. Just looks like a lot of cold games today. Jets at Bills. Temperatures in the mid 20s, light winds, possible snow flurries, maybe even a stray snow shower. Say that 5 times fast. Stray snow shower. And then Baltimore at Pitt, temperatures in the 20s, otherwise fine. Okay, cool. Excuse me. All right, let's go over these injury updates. I like to look at the FanDuel Daily Fantasy app. I like their layout. I think they do a good job with their injury updates here. Amon-Ra St. Brown, wide receiver for Detroit, questionable with a knee/ankle issue. They're saying that he's trending in the right way to play in this game, so wouldn't be surprised to see him go today.
Morning out there, Auburn.
Good morning. Good morning.
War Eagle, what's up?
Devon Achane, officially listed as doubtful to play today. He is the running back for the Miami Dolphins, so it looks like Jalen Wright is going to get some work in the backfield for Miami, as well as Ollie Gordon and maybe Donovan Edwards.
Wow.
Chris Olave out with an illness. He's the wide receiver for the New Orleans Saints. Devontae Adams, wide receiver for the Los Angeles Rams, questionable, but is not likely to play. So don't be surprised if we see Devontae Adams sidelined today, dealing with a hamstring issue. Kyron Williams, running back for the Los Angeles Rams, listed as questionable with an ankle issue. Drake London, wide receiver for the Falcons, questionable with a knee issue, but the team is optimistic he will play, is what they're saying here. Javonte Williams, running back for the Dallas Cowboys, out.
Appreciate you subscribing.
Javonte Williams, running back for the Dallas Cowboys, out with a shoulder issue. So it looks like, Jaden Blue can get some work out of the backfield for the Cowboys. Malik Willis, quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, questionable to play against the Vikings today. Brees Hall, running back for the Jets, downgraded to questionable to out. So he's out. Brees Hall with a knee issue. Yeah, Brees Hall. So looks like maybe Khalil Herbert can get some work out of the backfield for the Jets. Omarion Hampton, running back for the Chargers, out with an ankle issue. Jalen Waddle, wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins, is questionable but is not expected to play against New England today. Aaron Jones, senior, running back for the Minnesota Vikings, out with a hip issue. Whoops. Let me get back to where I was. A lot of injuries today. Marcus Mariota, quarterback for Washington, questionable with a hand/quad issue. Hold on. Is he out? Yeah, he's out. Excuse me. Out.
Who's out? Who was that?
Mariota.
Meredith. All right. Yeah. That's right. That's right. They're going with the third string.
And who would that be? Josh Johnson. Looks like he's in line to start at quarterback today for Washington against Philly. Blake Corum, running back for the Los Angeles Rams, questionable with an ankle issue. Looks like Sean McVay, head coach for the Rams, said that he's expected to play this week, though. Geno Smith, quarterback for the Raiders, is out with an ankle issue. Who do they have? Looks like Kenny Pickett might be drawing that start. Might want to double check me on that.
Ooh, can you pick it? Where? Oh man, who is he playing for now?
The Raiders. Kenny Pickett.
Oh yeah. They had a what's his face had him pulled last weekend. Yeah, I'm not surprised. And I think they're gonna be. Jeez.
Aiden O'Connell might even see some run in there. Romo Doomsday, wide receiver for the Chicago Bears, questionable with a foot issue. They're saying that it looks like it's kind of a long shot for him to play in this game. So don't be surprised to see Doomsday sit out. Wandale Robinson still out for the Giants with a ribs issue. Kyle Pitts Sr., tight end for the Atlanta Falcons, questionable with a knee issue. But head coach Morris is optimistic that he will be able to suit up today. But he is listed as questionable. Tyrod Taylor, quarterback for the New York Jets, questionable with a knee issue. Harold Fannin, tight end for Cleveland, ruled out.
Yeah, he got hurt last weekend. One of them catches.
I'm gonna look to see who they have in the depth chart here. Whiteheart, Blake Whiteheart,
Winner.
Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver for Arizona, out with a foot issue. Trying to see if there's anything else. Darnell Mooney, questionable with a knee issue, wide receiver for the Falcons, but he's expected to suit up today. Pacheco, running back for the Chiefs, questionable to play today due to rest. So it looks like Hunt, Brashard Smith could get some extra run, maybe a little Dameon Pierce. Dallas Goedert, tight end for the Philadelphia Eagles, out with a knee issue today. So who would be next in line there?
With
Cal-
Brashard Smith,
Calcaterra.
they got the some dude out there from what you call it. Um, he's from Texas, but I don't know really realistically how much he's gonna play.
What else we got here? Alvin Kamara, running back for the Saints, out. Xavier Worthy, wide receiver for the Chiefs, doubtful with an illness. Vidal, running back for the Chargers, questionable with a neck issue. Dalton Kincaid, tight end for the Bills, questionable to play today against the Jets. And they may, even if he does play, I'm seeing that they may limit his snap count. Wicks,
What's up, CZ?
Wicks, wide receiver for Green Bay, doubtful with a concussion, doubtful to play. Theo Johnson, tight end for the New York Giants, out with an illness. TJ Hawkinson, tight end for the Vikings, out with a shoulder issue. Njoku out for Cleveland, the tight end for Cleveland with a knee issue. And I mean, that looks like about it for the notable injuries here. And I just want to go through this depth chart real quick to see maybe some different quarterbacks that are starting today that normally don't start. Leonard looks like he's going to get that starting nod for Riley Leonard, get that starting nod for Indianapolis today. Yes.
Yep.
They confirmed him as the starter.
Yep.
I don't. Brady Cooks looks like he's still in line to play quarterback, starting quarterback for the Jets today. How do you pronounce this guy for the Chiefs, JB? Your quarterback.
Okay, dokie. Okie I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine.
A lot of them.
Yeah, he's got uh 3 Super Bowl rings. He spent the last 3 or 4 years in the practice squad, man. I have no idea who this man is. I just know this. Bump him up to number 2. That man needs to be behind Patty. Dude, oh man. Yeah. He actually did fairly well.
Yeah, I mean they almost who did they almost beat?
Who did they just What's up? Hey, appreciate the sub, man.
Denver. I mean, he hung around. He kept the Chiefs in
Yeah,
striking
somewhat
distance with Denver.
Yeah, some sort of ordeal. They
Now he only had 66 passing yards in that game, but hey, he didn't throw. He hasn't thrown an interception this year.
No, and he's had 3 games, I think. So 4 games, it's pretty damn good.
Quinn Ewers looks like he's going to be starting for Miami today at quarterback. And then we already mentioned Josh Johnson starting at quarterback for Washington. I'll get to the Baltimore and Pittsburgh offensive injuries once we touch on that game. I don't think I went over injuries for that one, but it doesn't look like DK Metcalf's going to be playing in that game. All right, so there's a lot on the line today. Let's go over maybe some contract incentives. Let's see. We talked about this yesterday with Blessed Up P. Tony Pollard.
Blessed Up P in the building.
He needs 66 rushing yards to hit a contract incentive, meaning to get paid a little bit more money. And I think his over under was 67 and a half, if I'm not mistaken. Last that we checked yesterday. Um, yeah, and it still is that. Okay, what else? But yeah, he would get an extra 250K if he gets 66 rushing yards today against Jacksonville,
Wow.
who's allowed the fewest rushing yards per game this season. So I'm a little weary about that, especially if Tennessee's trailing in this game
Yeah.
later in the game. I think Tony Pollard's touches will be pretty limited. All right. Debo Samuel, wide
He's
receiver.
93 yards.
Excuse me. Yeah, Debo Samuel needs 93 receiving yards for $200,000
Yep.
against the Eagles, who
Derrick Henry's birthday today.
yeah,
Wow, he averages 130 plus yards on his birthday.
the Eagles are ninth best in passing yards allowed per game. Okay, contract incentives. Khalil Shakir, I think you were talking about him last
Yep.
week, maybe. He still needs that one receiving touchdown.
Yep.
So he's got a good chance today against the Jets, who rank 16th in the NFL in passing yards allowed per game. Now, that's not talking about touchdowns. Let's go see real quick where they rank in allowing touchdowns this season. The Jets, they're about middle of the pack in touchdowns allowed to wide receivers. So he's got a decent chance today. Hunter Henry, tight end for the New England Patriots. He needs 5 receptions
Mm-hmm.
to get an extra 250,000 against Miami.
Yep. Yep.
Who Miami's allowed the third most receptions to tight ends this season.
Yeah, he's golden for them receptions today, guys. I think I don't see nothing as stopping Henry for receptions today, y'all. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's a good statistic there. Blessed up P. Thank you for that information. Averages 130 plus yards on his birthday. Okay. Dawson Knox, we talked about how the tight end Dalton Kincaid is questionable for the Bills, and even if he does play, he may have his snap count limited. Well, Dawson Knox needs 7 receiving yards for $100,000.
Yep. Yep. Dustin Knox is almost there. He said Pollard, Debo Knox, Hunter Henry.
JB, do you think you could pick up 7 receiving yards if you'd make $100,000 off of it?
Yeah, I think I could get 8.
I think I'd get 70. Okay. Demarcus Lawrence, linebacker for Seahawks. We're not going to talk about that because that's already passed. Von Miller needs
Yes.
1 sack.
Yeah, there's a couple guys that need some sack. You got Demarcus Lawrence, right?
Yeah,
he needs 2 sacks.
He already played last night though.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, he played. There's a few of them that need some sacks today. I seen that.
Yeah, Von Miller needs 1 sack for 500K here. Karlaftis, your guy Karlaftis for the Chiefs, needs 2 sacks for 250K. Joey Bosa, Buffalo Bills defensive end, needs 1 sack for 250K. Armstead, defensive tackle for the Jaguars, needs 1.5 sacks for $1 million. Nathan Shepard, defensive tackle for the Saints, needs half of a sack for $250K. Campbell, defensive lineman for the Arizona Cardinals, needs a sack for $500K. And then Jonathan Allen, defensive lineman for the Minnesota Vikings, needs 1.5 sacks for $250K. Do you see any other incentives that I'm missing, JB?
Oh man, off the top of my head, no. I'm looking.
Or chat? You guys know of any other incentives? I think that's about it from what I'm seeing on this one source, which is NFL.com.
Yeah, I'm going the same thing. Career with Knox, Lawrence, Vaughn, Karloftis, Bosa, Armstead against the Jags. He's 1.5 as well. Nathan Shepard, New Orleans Saints, needs half a sack against Atlanta today. Hits 250,000. Clay's Campbell sack. Jonathan Allen needs 1.5. There's quite a few guys that need some sacks today. Not a lot of people on offensive side to still get their incentives, you know.
We got a question in chat here about Ramondre Stevenson. What is his over under? Blessed up 32.5. Let's see. Assuming he's played no playoff games against Miami, he has reached that 33 plus rushing yard line in 6 out of 9 career games against Miami. So 66% there. And then Miami ranks 24th in rushing yards allowed per game. And then to that running back position, Miami is below average in yards allowed. I'm not sure if New England's playing for anything today. Let's look at that. Patriots.
I don't.
They need to. It's for seeding purposes, so they're playing for seeding.
Yeah, today is nothing but seeding and incentives. Yeah. Yesterday, and then tonight, or not? Yeah, tonight is the last one for a position spot. So I think all today is because tonight's the border war, or not the border war, but the battle for the North with Pittsburgh and whatchamacallit, Ravens, right? So they got the last one that has anything I think meaningful besides just seeding.
And then I know that the other guy, Travion Henderson, I think he came back from an injury, if I'm not mistaken, last week.
Yeah.
Maybe they just rest him up a little bit,
a concussion,
give Ramondre a little bit more work. It does seem a little fishy there, blessed up P. Considering, he's gone over that line in his last 6 out of 7 games, Ramondre Stevenson. It does seem like almost a little too good to be true, but I like it. I got to lean towards it, him getting there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's always a possibility. But, Travion Henderson's really that lead back, if I'm not mistaken. And then, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Stevenson get a little bit more run today. I think he's got a good matchup, too. And good history achieving that rushing line against the Dolphins. Looks pretty solid there. And then New England, passing play percentage, they rank 25th. So New England, I mean, yes, they can pass the ball, but they call a high percentage of rushing plays relative to other teams in the league. So, yeah, I think he's looking pretty good in that one. So we've already talked about contract incentives. So the Broncos, they play the Chargers today, right?
Yes,
Uh,
sir. I think the Chargers are sitting Herbie.
I don't necessarily want to go over all of the playoff and seeding implications just because there's so many.
Yeah, there's too
NFL.com
many
has them.
too many scenarios for me right now.
Yeah. Steelers and Ravens.
That's the big one.
That's the big one tonight. Whoever wins that game wins the division, and then whoever loses goes home, right, JB?
Yep, whoever loses goes home. I believe that's where it's at. They had the fight for the division right there. They got that coming up. You guys ain't tapped into it, man. Dollface Gremlin, Coach Carmen, Bags, Tinez did an amazing show on this. You guys check into it. Get you guys' news on it before before the game. See what they
Oh,
take.
another big game is that Atlanta and Saints game because the Panthers
Yes.
lost yesterday. So, what is it? If the Falcons win, Bucks are in.
Oh, dude,
I think that's what we're
I
looking at.
think it is. I think it is. I think it is. It is. It's because yeah, I seen something about how, last night game, a lot of crazy missed incorrect calls saying that it was done that way, that this Saints
Game
and
be more
Atlanta game
meaningful.
has a meaning.
Yeah, and I was talking about that yesterday on the show. It doesn't always happen that way, but
Dude, it's happened two other times this year so far. It
yeah,
happened with the Pittsburgh game to go to the last game of the year. It happened last week with Pittsburgh, and it happened with Seattle and the Niners.
so the Saints.
Everything folded to where the last week of the NFL was meaningful, because if all of them would have folded differently, the last week, NFL Week 18, wouldn't have had as big of a meaning.
The Saints have to win today for the Buccaneers to get in.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right. All right, let's get into it a little bit. We can talk about some player props, some games and whatnot. Okay, first game on the slate here. Yeah, Saints and Falcons. Let's talk about it, man. Who do you like in this one, JB? Saints or Falcons? Let's look at the line real quick too.
I'm gonna go with the Dirty Bird.
Dirty Bird
I like,
Falcons.
yep, I like them at home. They got a really good defense. I know the Saints are playing pretty good, decent ball. I mean, they're 6-10. Nobody, I don't even think, expects them to even get 6 wins. Their quarterback's starting to really show. I I still got to go with Atlanta. I think their defense in between Bijan is just too big of a factor.
Yeah, I'll go with Atlanta too. And so if they win, Carolina gets in. I think Carolina's done enough this year, and they deserve to
Yeah,
get to the playoffs.
yeah, I would like to see him there.
Kirk Cousins at home against a rookie quarterback, right? Tyler Shuck.
Yep, yep,
So
yep.
I'm going to look for Cousins to seal the deal there. I have listed here that both of these teams, I'm a little bit more less prepared for this than shows in like week 10 and stuff like that. But, with the playoffs starting next week, I'll be more prepared for that. That's the goal with less games on. But what I have in my notes here is that Atlanta allows the seventh most rushing yards per game. New Orleans allows the 10th most rushing yards per game. So I could see some
Mm.
good rushing attacks in this one. Robinson, man, he's coming off that big rushing game, right?
Yep. All they can do right now is play spoiler too.
The Falcons.
Yeah. I think both teams actually can do that, but play spoiler.
I'm looking at Robinson's game log. Every time he's broke 100+ rushing yards this season, then the following week he dropped down. Week 2 143, and then that following week he had 72. Week 6 he had 170. The following week he had 40 rushing yards. 104 against Carolina. Week 11 dropped down to 70 in week 12.
Oh, one last one. I forgot on incentives. Barkley. Barkley needs 56, 87 yards. Gonna send him today as well. Sorry, guys.
Alligator gets a tutty today, says blessed up P. That's what I was kind of thinking, man. You read my mind.
That's where when he said that and I read it, I was like, oh, some reason the alligator reminded me of Barkley.
Tyler Algier, running back for the Falcons. Now, if he hasn't played any playoff games against the Saints throughout his career, he has only had one rushing touchdown in 6 total games against the Saints. But, you know, blessed up P, he's had 44+ rushing yards in 5 out of 6 career games against New Orleans. I think his line's going to be at around 20. Let's go take a look at that. That's looking kind of interesting there. 32.5 is his over under. So he's gone over that in 5 out of 6 career games against the Saints. The Falcons, they don't have anything to play for except being spoiler. I could see I could see Algier getting a little bit more work just to keep Robinson healthy and just the fact that they're not really playing for anything. I could see him getting a little bit more work today. We already mentioned the Saints allowed before the week started allowed the 10th most rushing yards per game. What about to that running back position? They've allowed the 7th most rushing yards to that running back position this season. And what else was I going to look at? Passing play percentage. Atlanta, they're also run oriented in regards to their play calling percentage. They rank 23rd in passing play percentage, so they run the ball. They call a higher percentage of rushing plays relative to other teams in the league. And let's say Atlanta is ahead in this game early and often, they can continue running the ball. So, yeah, give me Algier over that. The alligator. Yeah, Saints are missing Olave and a few others. I think anytime touchdown for Algier is a little ambitious, but it's doable, man.
Yeah, I think it's doable. Like I said, I think it's ambitious. I think it's Bijan, and that's it. I think Bijan's gonna have. I mean, like, I don't know. Last week was the same thing. Bijan had such a big game. There was no reason to have Algier in there. Maybe a breather or two, but um, I don't know. I think that they're out there trying to prove a point that they have that they belong. You know, that if they have the pieces together, that this is what they could be and where they could be, and they've been playing some strong ball here at the end of the year. Um, so I think they're just doing this for their coach and themselves right now. I don't think I don't know. I think BJ goes off again. To be honest with you.
And then as far as covering, Atlanta's favored by 3.5. Do you think Atlanta wins by 4+ points, JB? I know we both like them to win. Atlanta has a slightly better record against the spread than the Saints. Atlanta's 8-7-1 against the spread. The Saints are 8-8.
Um,
So you like Atlanta to win
yeah,
by four?
I like Atlanta.
Yeah, that's what I'll say
Yeah.
too. I'd probably take the hook out, drop it to 3, 2.5. But Bijan sounds like a pastry in New Orleans. Using this logic, I play the over. I like. Yeah, if you guys have any
That's
questions
good.
about any player props, feel free to drop us a comment. Let's
Yes.
keep rolling here. Um, Believeland at Cincinnati.
Mm.
Cleveland. Cleveland has won 4 games in a row. Or excuse me, Cincinnati has won 4 games in a row against Cleveland. What do you expect in this one, JB? We have the Bengals are favored by 7.5 points.
Yep. Judkins is out.
Uh, both of the tight ends for Cleveland are out. You there, JB? Am I seeing this correctly? Joe Burrow has a 1-5 career record against the Browns. Oh no, maybe it's 4-5 now. Looks like he had some trouble though earlier in his career. JB? Chase Brown, 19.5 receiving yards. Steelers incentives. I don't think so. I'm not sure if this source that I'm looking at has all of the contract incentives. In fact, I don't see any for the Steelers on here. I'm just looking at NFL.com. See Chase Brown, over 19.5 receiving yards. Let's take a look at that. Running back for Cincinnati. First of all, Cincinnati calls a very high percentage of passing plays. They like to pass the ball. They rank second in passing play percentage. And Cleveland, oh man, they rank second best in passing yards allowed per game, 14th in rushing yards allowed per game. So, really Cleveland as a defense relative to other teams in the league are more vulnerable on the ground than the air. But let's go check out receiving yards allowed by Cleveland to running backs this season. They rank 10th best. And then let's go look at Chase Brown. Chase Brown versus Browns statistics here. Chase Brown versus the Browns. He's, what'd you say it was? 19.5. He has never gone over that line in any career game against Cleveland. But what has he done for us lately? Chase Brown.
Okay, here we go.
Receiving yards. He's gone over that line a lot. What did you say it was at, Ivan? So 20 plus. He's had 20 plus receiving yards in his last 8 out of 9 games. What do you think, JB? Chase Brown gets the 20 plus receiving yards in this one?
Uh, yeah, I like Chase Brown getting 20 plus receiving yards. I like them little numbers like that for um I like I like Chase Brown getting the 20 yards receiving. Man, T. Higgins getting a TD. Probably more so.
I'm going to say Chase Brown doesn't get that. Does not get the 20 plus receiving yards. And
Yeah.
he could pick it up in one catch. That's the thing. So I'm going to say that he doesn't get there today. Cincinnati runs a little bit more.
They do. They do.
Just
But
if they get ahead, they're actually a really pass heavy team. But if they get ahead, I'm thinking they might run a little bit more. His over under on rushing yards is really high too, 62.5. He's gone over that in 1 out of 3 games. Excuse me, 1 out of 4 career games against Cleveland. That's better than the 0 out of 4 with the receiving line. Also, I mentioned that Cleveland is weaker against the rush than the pass. So yeah, give me Chase Brown over the rushing yards, or maybe a combo. You like T. Higgins anytime touchdown, JB? I know we did last week and he didn't get there.
here's my thing: is dude. I honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I don't like. There's some teams that I choose to stick away from. Philadelphia with the wide receivers and lack of quarterback play. Cincinnati because they got so many. Green Bay because they have so many. To me, uh, that's hard to pick. That's hard to decipher. Because what's his face went what 8 weeks without getting the tutty, without getting in the end zone, and then yesterday or last week he goes off and gets 2. And T. Higgins is a non-factor. Um, what did you do against the Browns?
T. Higgins against the Browns.
Yeah.
33 receiving yards, 0 touchdowns in week 1.
Week 1, and they had Burrow week 1. I don't think that defense was as good week 1 with Cleveland. I don't like T. I'm gonna say T. Higgins does not get it, and probably go with what's his face, Chase instead. Jim Meyer.
Kind of want to see, how many times T. Higgins has had a touchdown at home this year versus the road. So he's had a touchdown in 2 out of 2 home games, 3 out of 3 home games, 4 out of 4, 5 out of 5 home games, 5 out of 6, 5 out of 7 home games this season. T. Higgins has had a touchdown.
Wow, at home. They're at home too.
Yep, or Cincinnati. And then he's had a touchdown in 4 out of 9 career games against Cleveland. Cleveland touchdowns allowed to wide receivers. They're about middle of the pack. And just considering that Cincinnati likes to throw the ball, man, I'm going to have to lean towards him getting that today, getting the touchdown. Look at T. Higgins' last 5 games, Timbo says. Yeah, so, he's had a touchdown in his last 3 out of 5 games, 4 out of 6, 5 out of 7, 6 out of 8. So
Oh, yeah. With that information, yeah, I would say that's a good purchase. Good one. You know. I didn't look at his last stat.
who do we like in this one, JB? Cincinnati.
Oh man, what's the spread?
7.5. Cincinnati's 8-8 against the spread this season. Cleveland is 7-9. So Cincinnati is slightly better than Cleveland against the spread. I think with these home teams that are favored by this much, in a game that they are supposed to win, sometimes we got to pay a price to pick that team. So I think maybe dropping that line down could be necessary in this one. Divisional game, kind of a meaningless game, right? But it is a divisional game. I do like Cincinnati to win. The question's by how much. Cincinnati, I think they played, who was it last week? Miami. Blew them out of the water. Arizona. It was Arizona.
Yes.
And they were in Cincinnati, and they were favored by about the same. Said they were favored by 7, and they blew them out of the water. So maybe the same thing happens today, but Shador Sanders. What do you think about him, JB? You think he's playing pretty decently right now?
I like Sanders, man. I like Shador.
Cincinnati has a weak pass defense. They've allowed the 5th most passing yards allowed per game this season.
Hey, Timbo, mute up. I like
Cincinnati also.
I like Cleveland. I like Cleveland.
Cincinnati has also allowed the most rushing yards per game this season. So if Sampson, I know Bag was talking about Sampson last week, but if he can get going this week, this is a good spot, man. You like Cleveland?
Yeah, I like Cleveland. I'm gonna go believe him. I always like Cleveland. I've been liking Cleveland for a while.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too there, Timbo. He liked Cincinnati to win, but not covering the spread. Yeah, I would probably, I don't know. Like I said, sometimes we got to pay a price to take these teams that are supposed to win.
Pay a price
maybe,
like Pierce.
-2.5 or something like that. Sanders over 13.5 rushing yards.
I like it.
Ivan. Who are they playing? Cincinnati. Cincinnati slightly below average in preventing quarterbacks from rushing on them. Shador Sanders. What's that line there, JB? What did he say?
What over here?
13.5.
Yes.
He's gone over that in 4 straight games. Yeah. You like it, JB?
Yeah, I do.
I really do. And he's a rookie, blessed up piece, so kind of limited on the information that I could look up for Shador Sanders. But yeah, I think it looks good, just based on the little that I've seen here. All right. Any other questions about this game? Juice the spread down to about 4, and I'll fade the points and Cincy, says Timbo. Yeah. Yeah, maybe like minus, 2.5, 3.5. Yeah, I do like Cincy winning that game. Okay. Green Bay at Minnesota. What are we thinking in this one, JB? Green Bay.
Jordan Love playing.
Yeah, it looks like he is projected to start.
Okay, Green Bay loses. If Malik Willis was playing, I'd say they win. No.
Hold on. No, it's not looking like Jordan Love is going to start.
Ooh.
I'm seeing
Malik Willis is not.
I'm saying that Clayton Tune will start.
Yeah, because Jordan Love and Malik Willis are both hurt. So, yes, that's where they're at right now.
Yeah, so Clayton Tune, quarterback. Looks like he has 4 passing attempts this season. So I would expect a big a big dose of Josh Jacobs. Packers are in the playoffs. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, Packers are sitting everybody. I don't think
You don't think Josh Jacobs is playing?
if he is, I don't think he's completely 100% healthy, so that makes me think that they would sit him
I'm seeing
going
that
into the
his
playoffs.
work. I'm seeing that his workload is uncertain. Who's that backup? Emmanuel something or other for Green Bay. Emmanuel Wilson.
Oh man, I couldn't even tell you.
That might be a good
Um
look today. Emmanuel Wilson, running back for Green Bay, because they're saying Josh Jacobs' workload's uncertain. They're probably trying to keep him relatively healthy for the playoffs. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It'd be sad for your best player to go down in a meaningless game. Um, let's go see how Minnesota does against the run. They are below average in rushing yards allowed per game. To that running back position, um, Minnesota has actually. Oh, that's receiving. Minnesota has allowed the eighth most rushing yards to running backs this season. I want to see if Emmanuel Wilson played against Minnesota at all earlier this season. Yeah, he actually had 107 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. So I think this is definitely a player to look out after today. For yards and or maybe an anytime touchdown. Minnesota, they're about middle of the pack when it comes to touchdowns allowed to running backs this season. At least rushing touchdowns allowed to running backs, I should say, because they haven't allowed a receiving touchdown to a running back. But yeah, that was Emmanuel Wilson's best game this season, was against Minnesota. So Steelers won't beat the Ravens. Aaron Rodgers is trash, says Corn 1999. All right, all right.
Ooh, let's bring that heat, baby.
Blessed up P. You like the Browns. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they're going up against a weak defense, right? So it's just if Shador Sanders can capitalize on that
That's
moment or not.
right. Right. Let's ride with that one, blessed up. Because I ain't going in alone.
Hey, I think you guys liked the Browns last week, right, against the Steelers.
Yep.
So here you guys are back at it, liking the Browns again today. Jefferson's receiving yards I adore, says Timbo Slice. Are the Packers sitting everyone? I mean, they probably will play it safe today, I would expect. Blessed up P. Oh, snap. Okay. He says he likes Jefferson receiving yards against Green Bay. You know, if Green Bay's resting offensive players or taking it easy with their offensive players, one has to think that they may be doing the same thing defensively. Which could open up some more opportunity for Jefferson.
Yep.
I think statistics can be somewhat misleading this week, just because of teams that are not playing for anything or teams that have already solidified their position, their seeding in the playoffs for the most part, and don't want to risk any injury. But yeah, Justin Jefferson versus Packers stats is what I'll look up here real quick. And what is his over under on receiving yards? What are you thinking about Justin Jefferson today, JB?
I don't
66.5 is his over under on
I say
receiving
under.
yards.
I don't know. if he's even gotten 50. I don't think he's gotten 50 yards since he's been going through this quarterback controversy shit.
He's gone over that line, the 66.5, in 4 out of 10 career regular season games against the Packers.
Less than 50%.
Yes. And I do want to add that he has at least one touchdown in 3 out of 10 career games against the Packers, regular season games.
Okay.
They're playing Green Bay, right? So Green Bay's been pretty decent at defending against wide receivers, getting receiving yards on them. Looks like they're in the upper half of the league at defending against that. But once again, they could be resting some defensive players today. I haven't heard anything about that, but I think that's something to consider here. Passing yards allowed per game by Green Bay, just as a team, they rank 7th best, so they're pretty good against the pass. But hey, you might have reasons that I don't on why you like that. Gets to his 1K yards this game. How many does he have? Let's go take a look. 947, so 53 receiving yards there to get to his 1K. Yeah, and he's probably calling for it too. Since Sanders, they've been scoring. Who do you like in this one, JB? Minnesota or Green Bay?
Oh man, that's tough. Probably we'll probably go with Minnesota though. I can take Minnesota.
Let's go
Get them a
check what that
dub.
line is. Minnesota's favored by 11.5. So yeah, that's telling me that
Okay.
that Green Bay is sitting everybody. And
Yep.
Ivan Blessed Up P was also mentioning that too. So
Good job,
yeah,
Ivan.
yeah. So yeah, I got to go with Minnesota. That's a big spread. I'm not even going to try to call this game. It's not a game I'm interested in. I do like Minnesota to win, but it's a divisional game. I don't like Minnesota, man. I had that Survivor. They were the team that lost my
Mm-hmm.
Survivor this season, so I
Oh.
think they're bad. But out there in like week 12 or week 13, yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a take on this one. What about
Yeah,
the?
you absolutely nailed it in that Survivor this year. And let's just real quick, and inside that NMP Fantasy League, he took first and one, and A Train took first and the other. It's good, man. That was like 40 something people, I think, and both NMP members. That was mixed. One was just straight on NMP. And so we got to see exactly, man, Butters, he got his schemes and A Train's fantasy deals, bro. The way that Butters does his look, man, y'all gotta tap in, pay attention to this shit, man.
Yeah, because we had 2 leagues, right? You
Yeah.
guys had a different fantasy football league.
We had two, because not everybody. So reason being, because we had like 20 members at the time.
Uh-huh.
And so I think there was only what, it was only a 10-man league or a 12-man league. So they ran two leagues and filled in some with some people that didn't get in the first one.
Mhm.
Instead of making it a real big league, having 20 people in it, they tried to have it, because Cheap 316 ran them, so he tried to have them like 14 or 12 or whatever they were, 10-man leagues. Made it a little bit easier or better for everybody else. But yeah. Yeah, you took one, A Train took the other one.
I'm thinking that this next game that I'm going to mention might be my favorite play this week. And maybe it's my biasness, but we got the Cowboys and the Giants.
Ooh.
The Cowboys have beat the Giants in 9 straight games. Um, Dallas is favored by 3 points. Maybe take that down to 2.5. But I'm feeling pretty decently about this one. What are your thoughts on this one, JB? Who do you like, Cowboys or Giants?
I like the Giants.
Hmm.
Um, they don't have anything. They don't have anything to lose. They have more to gain, right? There's already talk of Jackson Dart being traded. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. um, excuse me. But I think they have more to gain by them winning. Obviously, I mean, starting jobs, everything like that. People are gonna be playing for positions. New regimes coming in. Who's gonna be cut? Who's not? So, I think they want to go out with more of a bang than other teams. You know, I think that they I think they win. I think they beat Dallas this week.
Both of these defenses are bad. The Giants are worse against the rush. The
Yeah.
Cowboys are worse against the pass. So that's the first place I would look, is receiving props for the Giants players and rushing props for the Cowboys. Jaden Blue looks like he's going to be starting at running back for the Cowboys today. If not, he's probably going to get some work. I don't know what his line is at, but I hear he's a rookie too. I hear he's pretty explosive. So maybe we're going to see what he's truly made of today. I think, his props are worth looking into. And honestly, they don't have any props. The Cowboys, in Giants game, on the book that I'm looking at. So maybe we can come back to this one and look at some props. But the Giants, they allow the second most rushing yards to quarterbacks, the second most rushing yards per game. The Cowboys allow the third most quarterback rushing yards. So if you guys like Jackson Dart rushing today, I could see him having a good rushing game. And I'm seeing that the Cowboys starters are going to play today.
I think Jackson Dart takes you guys on through there. Right on through there.
No Williams or Malik. Yeah. Let's see here. I actually like Tyrone Tracy touchdown, even though he was robbed last week by Singletary.
Yeah.
Tyrone Tracy versus Cowboys. Um, he has a touchdown in 1 out of 3 career games against Dallas. So it's good that he has found the end zone against them, at least in one of those games. The Cowboys, they've allowed a good amount of touchdowns, rushing touchdowns to running backs. They've done pretty decently at defending against running backs catching touchdowns. Does Tyrone Tracy like to catch some touchdowns? Let's see.
Mhm.
He only has 1 receiving touchdown this season. He only has 2 touchdowns this season.
Yeah, he's not good at touchdowns. He can get you some yards. He gets you about, he gets you about, I don't know, good 10, 9, 10, 13 points on fantasy. He's a consistent 12, 13 pointer, but he ain't getting you no tutties. He's all yards.
And something that else we can look into is the rushing red zone statistics. Um,
Alligators line just went up to 33.5.
let's see, Scatterboo
Damn,
Jackson
you got it at 13.5?
Singletary looks like he is more so of that red zone guy than Tyrone Tracy. But hey, you say you like Tyrone Tracy anytime touchdown? I'd have to lean more towards Singletary, I think, again.
Yeah.
But maybe you have a good reasoning for that. But let's see. Singletary, he's only scored a touchdown in 1 out of 4 career games against the Cowboys. That's if he's never played the Cowboys in the playoffs, which the Cowboys never make the playoffs. So, Dallas allows the most passing yards per game. I mean, it's a bad defense. I think this is a good game to maybe target some player props if you guys see any player props. If I'm not mistaken, this game went to overtime, right? In week 2 between these two teams. It was a pretty high scoring game, 41-38, I think the final score was. So Dak 2. Let's see. Giants are going to lose. Let's see here. Blessed Up, he says Giants are going to lose on purpose after winning last week when they should have lost on purpose for top draft picks. Dak 2+ passing touchdowns. Yeah, let's go take a look real quick. Prescott versus Giants stats. He has a really good record against the Giants. 2+ passing touchdowns. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's had that 9 out of 16 career games against the Giants. So more times
Oh,
than
okay.
not, Dak's had 2+ passing touchdowns against them. So I could definitely see that. Blessed Up P. Dallas also calls a high percentage of passing plays. Relative to other teams in the league, they rank eighth in passing play percentage. The Giants like to focus on that run. So even though Dallas has a bad pass defense, the Giants do like to focus on that run. So yeah, Jackson Dart, rushing, Singletary. I'd be looking at rushing props for the Giants. Although I think they could pass the ball well if they need to against that Dallas defense. So you like the Giants in this one, JB? To cover at least?
Yeah, I think we'll at least cover.
I'm going to go with my Cowboys here to cover. Like I said, I think this is probably my favorite play, but I'd take it down to 2.5 in case the Cowboys win by exactly 3 in a divisional game, like I believe they did in week 2 against the Giants. Now the Giants are better against the spread than Dallas. Giants are 8-8 against the spread this season. The Cowboys are 7-9. What do you think about the Rams versus Cardinals or Bears versus Lions? Yeah, let's get into some better games here. Let's see, Rams and Cardinals. That game has seeding implications, right? Lions and Bears do as well. I just want to kind of look over to see what they have to play for real quick. Probably just seeding. Let's look at that Lions and Bears game first. If the Bears lose or tie against the Lions this weekend and the Eagles beat the Commanders, hold on. Let me do something real quick. All right. What are we looking at? If the Bears lose or tie versus the Lions this weekend and the Eagles beat the Commanders, then Chicago and Philadelphia would swap spots in the standings. So it looks like this is kind of for the 2 seed. So it looks like the Bears have a lot to play for in this one. And I believe the Lions are eliminated from the playoffs. Yes. So the Bears are playing for some seeding here. Now, Detroit has won the last 4 out of 5 games against Chicago. Jared Goff. Is he playing today? I haven't heard anything about him not playing. But Jared Goff needs 3 passing touchdowns to move into 24th place on the all-time passing touchdowns leaders list. He would pass Derek Carr if he got 3 passing touchdowns in this game today. I just want to look at Goff versus Bears statistics real quick to see how many times he's had 3+ touchdowns against the Bears, passing touchdowns. 3 out of 12 career regular season games against them, so 25%. So he could do it. Is he looking to do that today in a game where his team is already eliminated? You know, how hard is he really going to play is a question that I have. Chicago looks like they're much weaker against the rush anyways. Let's see real quick. Yeah, Chicago allows the 5th most rushing yards per game. Before the week started, they allowed the 5th most rushing yards. Also, Chicago allowed the most rushing yards to quarterbacks. I'm not necessarily looking to target Jared Goff rushing stats, though, rushing props. But let's see. Rushing yards allowed by Chicago to that running back position. They allowed the 11th most, so slightly below average. And Detroit, they have somewhat of a balanced play calling attack. They rank 11th in passing play percentage. So they have been throwing a little bit more this year, calling a higher percentage of passing plays relative to other teams in the league. I don't know. What are you thinking about this one, JB? Lions and Bears.
Lions and Tigers.
So do
Oh
you think the
my.
Lions still a good team? Yeah, I do. I think the Lions are still a good
Yeah.
team. They just had an off year, kind of like the Chiefs.
Yeah, man. I mean, all the Bills, say it's still kind of have an off year. It's not usually they're, I mean, let's say the Ravens. Let's change that. Ravens have more. This game, dude, man. I like the Bears, but I'm kind of thinking that, I like the Bears. I like the Bears. No matter what, I don't think the Bears allow Dan Campbell to win the last game against Bettors.
Just kind of looking at DJ Moore real quick, with Odunze. I think at the start of the show, I mentioned that he's not expected to play in this game. Let me double check on that. Yeah, I'm seeing that he's kind of a long shot to play in this one. So, that leaves DJ Moore and Burden open again, or not open, but, at makes them look a little bit more interesting to play for player props. I'm looking at DJ Moore. He's actually had a touchdown in 5 out of 8 career games against Detroit. So more times than not in regular season games, 5 out of 8 regular season games, he's had a touchdown against them. Detroit. They've allowed the 3rd most touchdowns to wide receivers this season too. Chicago's allowed the 2nd most. So those would probably be the positions on both sides of the ball that I'd be looking at to for anytime touchdown scorers. First and foremost would be those wide receivers for either team. Um, who do you like in this one, JB? How do Bears do to running backs? The Bears are who we thought they were.
They are who we thought they are.
Rushing yards allowed.
I like the Bears and the Rams.
So yeah, the Bears are bad against defending against the rush. Blessed up P. So if you're liking Gibbs and or Montgomery, who used to play for Chicago, Montgomery versus Bears is something that I'll look up real quick. Or Montgomery, yeah, versus Bears statistics. Looks like, oh no, David Montgomery. David Montgomery has had a touchdown in 2 out of 4 career regular season games against the Bears. He's had at least 57 rushing yards in each of those games. My guess is that his line is around in the 40s, would be my assumption here. Let's go check. Uh, 32 and a half. I like that. Montgomery picking up 33 plus rushing yards today.
Oh,
Like I said, the fewest amount of rushing yards he's had in a regular season game against the Bears is 57. The Bears have also, I've already mentioned this 5 times, but the Bears have allowed the 5th most rushing yards to teams this season, and they're below average at allowing rushing yards to running backs. So,
it's Monty over 33.
yeah.
Or it's 32.
Yeah, 33 plus for Monty. I mean, I would, with that history, I'd maybe even be comfortable taking it up to 40, 50. Going up against his former team and possibly a touchdown, man.
Wow.
Little revenge game. I mean, that sounds good, right? Am I wrong?
No, it does.
I think it sounds pretty good.
I like it.
When I think of those Lions running backs, I always like to look because I feel like both of them are pretty decent pass catchers. So I wanted to look at receiving yards allowed by Chicago to running backs, and they've actually defended against that really well this season. So I don't know if that's necessarily a spot that I'm looking for, but I feel like it's always worth consideration with these Detroit running backs. Let's get to some questions here. Goff doesn't run. Yeah, I think his over under is probably 0.5 would be my guess on rushing yards. Do I think the Lions win today? Yeah. I think the Lions cover plus 3.5. I think there's a decent chance that they win. That would be my pick in this one. What about you, JB? Who do you like in this one?
Oh man.
The Bears win by 4 plus. Like I said, the Lions doesn't look like the
I'm
Lions
gonna go
really
with the
have anything.
Lions.
Doesn't really look like the Lions have anything to play for. Bears are playing for some seeding purposes, but I'm gonna rock with the Lions in this one to cover that 3.5 plus 3.5. I think Lions need to get rid of Goff. They will never get anywhere with him. He was so terrible this season, says Blessed Up P.
Yep.
Yeah, he looks bad. Take DJ Moore last game. Williams ain't throw to him to like in the 3rd quarter. Oh, DJ Moore was
DJ Moore used to be a Bear. And a Panther.
Um,
Not a Bear. I mean, yeah.
both of these teams can
Right.
allow a
Whichever.
big chunk of yardage through the air too. The Bears have allowed the third most 20 plus yard receiving gains this season, and the Lions have allowed the fourth most. So um,
Mm.
Luther Burden, I think, is pretty explosive. He can catch that long ball. I think he's definitely somebody to look out after today. He's had 11 20 plus receiving gains, two 40 plus yard receiving gains. I mean, DJ Moore's capable of it too. So, but it doesn't seem like Blessed Up P is too eager about taking DJ Moore. Receiving props with running backs. Yeah, I was looking at that because Detroit, I mean, those guys are good pass catchers that I think a lot of people sleep on. Montgomery and Gibbs. But Chicago's defended pretty well against that this year. So I'm a little more skeptical, I think, about receiving props for the running backs in this one. What about for Swift? Let's go take a look at DeAndre Swift receiving. DeAndre Swift. If I'm not mistaken, he had oh no, he didn't do it. Yeah, I mean, DeAndre Swift only had 3 receptions for 6 yards against Detroit earlier this season. Do you guys like anything specifically with the receiving props for running backs in this one? I mean, Detroit has allowed the fifth fewest receiving yards to running backs this season. Chicago's allowed the eighth fewest. And then receptions, both of them look like they're about a little bit above average at defending against that. If anything, I would maybe look for Gibbs receptions. My guess is they're at 4.5. Let's go take a look at what they are at. Gibbs receptions. 4.5 at plus 111. He's only hit that in 1 out of 5 regular season games against the Bears. Just not something I'm looking for, Ivan, today. If anything, looking to take the unders on him. But passing yards allowed per game, they're both below average. Rushing yards allowed per game. Chicago, right there. If I'm Detroit today, I'm really looking to run the ball. And Chicago, I'm looking to pass. Did you say who you liked in this one, JB?
Yeah, I'm going to Bears.
The Bears in this one. You like them to cover? They're favored 3.5.
Yeah, I can cover.
Against the spread records this season, Chicago is 10-6 against the spread. Detroit 79. I would feel more comfortable taking Detroit up to plus 4.5, but I'm cool with the 3.5 and possibly even winning this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with.
22 receptions plus money. He gets it. Yeah, maybe that's the way to go here. Montgomery versus
See, I
Bear.
like the Tesla TD. I like the Tesla TD. I've been hitting on Tesla. I like Tesla for like a couple receptions, like I don't know, 3 4 receptions, whatever gets you like just in that plus. You know, um, I think that's good money. He's been showing up, and he's been catching. He's had a touchdown uh last 2 games, I think, maybe three.
Now,
Not
Monty,
Tesla. It's their tight end. I don't know who their tight end is, but Tesla's a wide receiver.
Monty's he's had 2+ receptions. Blessed up, P. David Montgomery's had 2+ receptions in 3 out of 4 career regular season games against the Bears. The one time that he did not get 2+ receptions was earlier this year. He had 1 reception for 4 receiving yards. But yeah, I mean, I could see him getting that. I mean, going up against his former team, I just think he's going to be a little bit more run focused. Just
He definitely could be. He definitely could be.
yeah, two's not asking too much. Hopefully, not. He's only had two plus receptions one time in this last 4 games this season.
Adam, don't.
So yeah, I just think Montgomery is going to be my favorite prop in this one. And then where did we say Chicago was weak? Rushing, right? They were weak against the rush, so I think yeah, Montgomery is going to be my favorite, the rushing prop, and then Chicago or excuse me, Detroit is weaker against the pass. So it's really up for me. It's is it going to be Odunze? Excuse me, because he's trending towards not playing. DJ Moore or Luther Burden, maybe even a little bit of Loveland here. Let's go check receiving yards allowed by Detroit to the tight end position. I mean, yeah, Detroit, they're about average, so they're worse. Detroit's worse against the wide receiver position here. So, um, who do you like more, JB? DJ Moore or Luther Burden?
DJ Moore, Luther
DJ
Burden.
Moore, his receiving yards are over under 35.5. Luther Burden 59.5. But Burden's
Give me,
expected
give
to
me,
have a
give
better
me, give me
game.
Burden.
I just want to see how many times DJ Moore has gone over this line against the Lions. I mean, that is low, 35.5. I mean, DJ Moore has gone over that line in 8 out of 8. All 8 career games that he's regular season games that he's played against the Lions.
Wow.
100% success right there for DJ Moore. But, you know, sometimes this seems like one of those situations, blessed up P, where it seems too good to be true. I don't think the books are going to let some low hanging fruit just dangle like that. So yeah, give me
No.
Luther Burden. Give me Luther Burden.
Yeah.
I getting over that. Timbo even says, before I even read his comment, he said that he likes Luther Burden a lot more. They kind of preserve DJ Moore in this game. That's what he said.
Yeah, Burden. He tore it up last week, dude. I seen him out there, man, and I was like, dude, looking on my ticket, like, man, I swear, did I take a nope? Took the wrong bear.
Let's see. Who's the Lions tight end? Tesla. The Lions tight end is Zilstra. Shane Zilstra.
Zilstra. Zilstra.
The Bears. they've done good at defending against tight end touchdowns allowed this season. Receiving yards allowed to tight ends. The Bears slightly below average. So yeah, I just don't think I mean, Chicago is playing for something today, but I'm not liking their matchup today, especially with Odunze trending towards not playing. Bears are 3-1 straight up against the spread after a loss this season. That's a good piece of information there. Blessed up, P. So yeah, give me Burden and Montgomery for my favorite players in this one, and Detroit plus 3.5. JB, you like Chicago minus 3.5? What on earth?
Yeah, the Bears.
The Bears. Okay, what other game was Blessed Up Pete asking about? He said these Rams and Cardinals. Let's go take a look at that Rams Cardinals game. The Rams have won the last 4 out of 5 games against Arizona. Matt Stafford needs 2 passing touchdowns to move into 7th place on the all-time passing touchdowns leaders list. He would pass Dan Marino. Devontae Adams, which I think he's questionable to play and trending towards not playing, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check that. No, we went over this injury report at the start of the show. Before we get out of here, JB, if I don't, please try to remind me to go over the injury updates again. But yeah, I'm seeing that Devontae Adams is not likely to play in this game. He's doesn't look like he's going to play. But he does need 8 receptions. Devontae Adams needs 8 receptions to move into 15th place on the all-time receptions leaders list. He would pass Isaac Bruce. Remember Isaac Bruce, JB?
Yeah, that's an achievement right there.
Back when Kurt Warner was quarterback for the Rams and Marshall Faulk and Azir Hakim.
Azir Akim Jabir Jaboy.
That Rams team was pretty good. But yeah, Arizona allows the 8th most rushing yards per game, 9th most passing yards per game. So they don't have the greatest defense. Are the Rams playing for anything today? Let's go take a look.
I think just seeing.
I'm thinking seeding. Let me read this thing here. If the Niners beat the Seahawks, which didn't happen, okay. If the Seahawks beat the Niners, then the Rams, with a win over Arizona, would move into 5th place. In that situation, the Rams would play Carolina or Tampa Bay instead of Chicago or Philadelphia.
Interesting.
So I'm thinking that the Rams actually do want to win this game, so they can play Carolina or Tampa Bay instead of the Bears or the Eagles.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's a couple teams doing that. I think there's another one. Has to do with the AFC with the Broncos. I think that's why the Broncos are going to be. I think they said they're benching people.
I don't know what that was. Blessed up be. Isaac
Yeah.
Brooks. I personally think Stafford gets 3 passing touchdowns today, says Timbo Slice. Yeah, and he needs 2 to move into 7th place on that all-time passing touchdowns leaders list. Let's go take a look real quick at Stafford versus Cardinals statistics, regular season statistics here. How many times has Stafford? Let's talk about the 3 real quick. How many times has he had 3+ passing touchdowns against the Cardinals? throughout these games 5 times out of 16. 5 out of 16 regular season games. He's got the 3+, 2+ passing touchdowns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 16. So half of those games. I heard something about maybe Kyron Williams being questionable for this game, the running back for the Rams, and or Blake Corum. Let me double check on this. On paper, it looks like Kyron Williams and or Blake Corum could have
See, I found a sound.
good games, but are they going to have their workloads, managed a little bit here? Are they going to? I think what they're trying to tell me here is that Blake Corum maybe has a bigger likelihood of missing this game than Kyron Williams. I don't know. This is information to definitely keep up to date with leading up towards kickoff at 3 or 4:25 p.m. Eastern time. I think pretty much anything's in play here for the Rams. If you like Rams props,
I think this is the first day in history that I think it was Southgate said we have 7 games on at 4 p.m.
how do you feel about the Atlanta game?
I love it.
Timbo's asking. Yeah. Who did you pick in that one, JB?
Dirty Birds.
Yeah, we picked the Dirty Birds in that one. Thinking the Atlanta Falcons beat the Saints today. What else do we have here? Oh, JB, what about these Chiefs, man? They've beat the Raiders the last 9 out of 10 games.
I don't see them winning. I mean, I I hope they don't. I don't want to be out of the. I don't want to be out of the top 10 in draft picks.
So you want the Chiefs to lose today, is what you're saying?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Can they, even if they try to lose, can they lose to the Raiders?
I hope so.
Bruh.
Kelsey needs 57 receiving yards to pass Jason Witten on the all-time receiving yards leaders list. Do you think this is Kelsey's last season, or is he playing next year?
I don't know, man. I really don't know. It's hard to tell because there's a couple of different scenarios, and well, really 2. But if he didn't want to walk out and leave the NFL the way he did last year, I just don't know if he will do that this year. You know what I'm saying?
The Raiders have actually done a great job at defending against tight ends, receiving yards against them this year. They rank 3rd best. So it's tough for me to think Kelsey picks up 57 receiving yards in this game, especially with that 3rd-string quarterback in who had a whopping, 66 passing yards against Denver. Yeah, 66 passing yards last week against Denver. I mean, the quarterback would be lucky to get 57 passing yards in this one, let alone Kelsey 57 receiving. So I don't know, man. What do you think the Chiefs' game plan is, JB? Run? With Brashard Smith? JB?
I don't know. That's the plan, I think. But
Yeah, 'cause it was looking like Pacheco. They may rest him today.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing here. This is an ugly, ugly game.
It really is.
Chiefs and
Disgusting.
Raiders. I'm still going to go with the Chiefs in this one. Definitely not a game I'm touching, though. What is even the spread here? Chiefs minus 4.5. Sure. I think maybe Chiefs money line would be better, or minus 2.5, dropping it down to 2.5. I think if people do
Timbo,
like,
who's Rashid? Oh, I think it's Rashad.
I think if the Raiders do, if you guys do like the Raiders in this game, I definitely could see them pulling out the win here. So you like the Raiders in this one, JB, or you at least want the Raiders?
Yeah, I like the Raiders. I want the Raiders. Yeah, I want the Raiders.
You like and want the Raiders?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I this seems like a game the Raiders can get, but I'm gonna go with the Chiefs here on the money line, and then spread. The Raiders are 6-10 against the spread this season. Chiefs 6-9-1. So the Chiefs are slightly better than the Raiders against the spread. So sure, give me the Chiefs by 5+. But yeah, I don't feel good about that, especially if you're talking about the Chiefs needing to drop this game to stay in the top 10 of the draft. Is that right, JB?
Yeah, stay in the top 10, I believe. I don't want them to change. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, it's tough whenever you got a Chiefs fan here saying, and it's tough picking the Chiefs when you have a Chiefs fan on the line saying that he doesn't want his team to win today. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want them to. I don't want no chance of them to drop out of that top 10 and make a pick. I'd be so mad.
2 words, Rasheed Rice.
Huh?
Rasheed Rice is out this game.
Yeah, he's been a healthy scratch the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Tyquan Thornton, wide receiver for the Chiefs, looks like he's out as well. We already mentioned Xavier Worthy is questionable. He's actually listed as doubtful, is what I'm seeing. So it doesn't look like Worthy is going to be playing. So really, it's looking like Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster. Maybe we see a little Jalen Royals today, JP.
Maybe.
I think Brashard Smith. We've been looking for Brashard Smith to get a touchdown all year, and I think he finally did it last week.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was the first touchdown scorer of the game. What's funny, man, is he didn't have a rushing attempt. He's the running back, for the Chiefs, as many of you know. He didn't have a rushing attempt, but he had 3 catches for 5 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. I know he came out said he's going to be coming back into this year. Well, next year he's going to put on some weight, try to look more like a running back, but keep the same style. So
the Raiders have only allowed 1 receiving touchdown to a running back this season. So I think the Chiefs probably have to get it done a different way than passing it to Brashard Smith today. Anyways, I'm done talking about this game. It's gross.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Let's just get into it, dude. Let's just get into it. What are we doing here? Baltimore at Pittsburgh. I know it's the Sunday night game, man, but look, this is the game of the day here. I feel like
Good.
Derrick Henry needs 2 rushing touchdowns to move into 3rd place on the all-time rushing touchdowns leaders list. He would pass Marcus Allen DeAndre Hopkins, wide receiver for Baltimore, needs one receiving touchdown to move into 19th place on the all-time receiving touchdowns leaders list. He would pass three different people. And then Derrick Henry, I mentioned he needs two rushing touchdowns to move into third place on the all-time rushing touchdowns leaders list. He actually needs two touchdowns just in general to move into ninth place on the all-time touchdowns leaders list as well. He would pass Marvin Harrison. It's his birthday today. Derrick Henry, I think Blessed Up P dropped a statistic for us at the start of the show. Let's see if I can highlight that again.
Yep, 130 yards. He actually said 130 plus yards.
Yeah, 130 plus yards for. And let's see. Auburn says Monster of Year Derrick Henry. And then Blessed Up P. It's Derrick Henry's birthday today, and he averages 130 plus on his birthday. What are we thinking about Derrick Henry in this one, JB? Let's go see what
I like it.
Let's go see what his rushing line is.
Well, here's the thing that I don't like.
You got a nice echo with you.
Oh yeah. Here's the thing that I don't like. Okay, I don't like the fact that Lamar is starting and they tend to run away from the run game. They run away from Derrick Henry, and they don't need to be doing it. You know what I mean? Can't expect them to win. That being said. So I like it. I like him to get an early and quick, start to things. But that's the only thing to be aware of, guys. Is when Lamar's in there, they run away from Henry.
Looking at Derrick Henry, his history against the Steelers in the regular season. I don't know if he's ever played them in the playoffs or not, but he has at least one touchdown. Actually, exactly one touchdown. He has exactly one touchdown in 3 out of 6 career regular season games against Pittsburgh. And then he's had 91 plus rushing yards in 2 out of 6 regular season games against Pittsburgh. So more times than not, he's gone under that mark. Pittsburgh rushing yards allowed to running backs this season, they're about middle of the pack. Rushing yards allowed by Pittsburgh as a team this season, they rank 12th best. So I also want to go see if we have any injuries for this game, any players that are out. Let me bring that up. But looks like Rashad Bateman's out with an illness, wide receiver for the Ravens in this game, guys.
Yep, that's right. I remember seeing that.
And out of looks like Justice Hill remains out here. He could come back today, is what I'm seeing. The backup running back for Baltimore. So Justice Hill may come back today. But other than that, that looks like about it for the notable offensive injuries. Anyways, what are we thinking about Derrick Henry over under that 90.5? I do just want to mention as well, no team calls a higher percentage of rushing plays than Baltimore this season. They call the highest percentage of rushing plays. So do you like Henry today on his birthday in a must-win game or no, JB?
Yeah, of course. As long as they don't run away from him. As long as they stay with Henry, I think they got a very good chance. You know what I'm saying? I think they can win the game as long as they stick with Henry. That's what they got to do though. Bottom line, they can't run away from him.
Oh, I didn't say anything about DK Metcalf. What's going on with him?
Out. He's been fined and suspended the last 2 games.
Yeah.
But so I mean I don't know. I think that he could be back if they were to make the playoffs. So it's just regular season. You know what I mean?
That's the thing.
And here's the thing. They fined him, and then they still gave him his money that they fined him for. So they told the NFL and everybody like, "Hey, yeah, we're taking it from him," and then they turned right back around and okie doke and hand him the money.
Yeah.
It's a little weird, but yeah.
I think Baltimore was my Super Bowl pick. On like the first show that we did this season, the preview, I was saying something about Baltimore winning the Super Bowl. I gotta say, I don't know if I feel as confident in that anymore. And in fact, I like Pittsburgh in this game. I don't know if Pittsburgh wins. I do think Pittsburgh wins. I know that's going out on a limb, considering that they're without DK Metcalf and they're 3.5-point underdogs. But this is prime time, and logically, when I'm looking at this game, I naturally, when I first look at it, I think, oh, Pittsburgh, old quarterback. They don't have DK Metcalf. They're going up against Baltimore, who had Derrick Henry, who just had a great rushing game. They got a young Lamar Jackson coming back. The Steelers are doing everything that they can to give this moment away. They lost to the Browns last week. But yeah, I'm gonna rock with Pittsburgh in this one. Just funny things happen in primetime games, and I think everybody, I think a lot of the general public is going to be looking at Baltimore this one. So I'm gonna go the other way with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh as well. Just for what I said, they got Lamar, and when Lamar's in there, they go away from the run, and they tend to lose the game. So, with that being said, I'm going with Pittsburgh just because of the scenario. Like I said, with they would have had Huntley, I would have said that they are more dangerous with Huntley or not. Yeah, Huntley with Snoop. Just because like you have to like he's healthy, he's 100% healthy, and they rely on Derrick Henry, as you've seen what they did with them, and it just that's what they're built for. So I see if they go away from it, they're in trouble.
Yeah, and this kind of messes with the chemistry, right? With Baltimore, they've had Huntley in there for a bit, and I know Bag. He's a big Ravens fan, and he doesn't like the fact that Lamar Jackson's playing in this game. So yeah, I think there could be some hiccups there. But yeah, I don't like Henry's rushing yards. And then I look at I blessed up P here. He says not with the playoffs on the line and Henry's birthday. Yeah, fair enough, man. I get it. How does Henry do rushing wise on the road and versus the Steelers at Pittsburgh? So the most rushing yards that Derrick Henry has had in a regular season game at Pittsburgh is the fewest rushing yards that he's had in a game when he's played at home. So the most rushing yards that he's had at Pittsburgh is 75 out of 3 career regular season games at Pittsburgh. And then, when he's at home, he's had 75, 94, and 162. Pittsburgh is much weaker against the pass than the run. I think if Baltimore wins this game, they're gonna have to pass it with Lamar. Um,
Right, and I don't see that happening, to be honest.
I think Lamar Jackson got his first rushing touchdown against Pittsburgh in his career last game that he played him in, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I mean, Lamar Jackson rushing stats versus Steelers. I hear that they kind of give Lamar Jackson some problems. The Steelers do. Lamar Jackson versus Steelers record. Um, Looks like they're like I don't know. It looks like he has a losing record against Pittsburgh though throughout his career, and yeah, only one rushing touchdown, which came earlier this year against Pittsburgh in 9 regular season games.
Hmm.
What does Pittsburgh do against rushing yards allowed by quarterbacks? They're above average, so
I believe. Oh, TJ Watt is back, I think, as well. I know Gremlin, I'm pretty sure. Gremlin wasn't too happy with that, if I remember correctly.
yeah, he was
Um,
saying Grim was saying that Pittsburgh's actually done better as a team
without
without
him.
TJ Watt, and he didn't like saying that, but
Yeah, yeah, that is, yep, been very evident.
yeah, if you guys, want to tune in to some diehard Steelers and Ravens fans breaking that game down, we had a few guys from the Not Move podcast that broke that game down on Friday night. You can go check out that video if you uh, feel like you want to. I think it was a great show, and I'm really looking forward to this game. Um, so we got a lot of information on that over on that show. Um, so how do you think Pittsburgh gets it done, man? The
Mm,
the Ravens allow the fourth most passing yards per game to opposing teams. So both of these teams are let me make it simple for you. Both of these teams are pretty good at defending against the run in regards to yards allowed per game, and both of these teams are bad at defending against the pass. So yeah, the pass catchers in this game are going to be the guys that I'm looking at, uh, and that doesn't mean just completely sleep on the running backs here, because Baltimore has allowed the fifth most receiving yards to running backs. Pittsburgh's below average as well. So if you like running backs in this game at all, I mean, the first place I would look for is receiving yards. I think Kenneth Gainwell
yes.
is more of that receiving back here for Pittsburgh.
Yep.
I don't know what his line is, but that's the first place of interest for me. And if they do get back, if Baltimore does have Justice Hill back, I believe he's a pretty decent pass catching back as well. So that's somebody that I would look for as well. Justice Hill. I think that prop, Justice Hill receiving props, would be going under the radar a lot in this game if he is back. But I think even Gainwell, everybody's going to be have eyes on this game, and I think a lot of people are going to be taking those Henry props, Jackson props, uh, on a primetime game. So I'm looking more for yeah, Gainwell receiving. It's a primetime game. I know Blessed Up P absolutely dislikes what's his name? Zay Flowers in primetime games. Okay, let me
He's
catch
made me a big believer or unbeliever in safe
Mark.
flowers.
Yeah, he says, give me Mark Andrews to drop a touchdown in primetime. um,
Damn.
Zay Flowers unders. He's scared of the lights in primetime. Jonu Smith.
Southgate. What's up, buddy?
What's up, guys?
Hey, what's
Sorry
up?
I didn't see your message earlier, man.
Oh, no problem. I just woke up. I was having coffee. I scrolled through. I seen you guys talking. I didn't realize Better started the show.
Yep. Yep. We 9 a. Well, we started a little late today, but 9 a.m. 9:30 I think was what we shot today. Eastern.
Betters, I
Yeah,
actually want to talk to you. Maybe this will help everyone else out. What the hell am I betting today?
man, I like the Cowboys. The player props. I mean, I think they're going to be a little tricky today. But I like the Cowboys money line spread. I'd probably take it down to 2.5,
hmm
and then
Why are there so many 4 o'clock games? That's so strange. I never seen that before. Like you got East Coast teams playing at 4 o'clock.
my guess would be to draw early attention. So, let's say that people are watching a game at 3 p.m. or 4 p.m.
Yeah, maybe
And
for
then,
the West Coast people.
and then the game is over. Everybody's still in football mode. And then you got the Steelers and Ravens on tonight. So maybe,
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that could. That makes sense. But do you know like what teams will be playing their starters, or
know what team what?
like what teams will be playing their starters?
Yep. It looks like Green Bay is sitting some people today.
Yeah, it looks like Southgate or Green Bay. We said it was sitting like pretty much everybody. Who else was
I
it?
haven't gotten official word on that, but
What's Buffalo doing?
I'm seeing all their starters are in.
Because they have 2 players going for incentive still. That's why I'm curious.
Right, Shakir and Cook
And
does too.
Hunter Henry.
Oh, Hunter Henry.
Yeah, Hunter
Yep.
Henry needs 5 catches.
Yep, that's right. Yep, 5 receiving. Yep, 5 receptions. And Knox needs 7 yards.
Yeah.
Hunter
Oh,
Henry though is with the Patriots.
Oh no, that's what I meant. I meant Knox.
Knox
I'm sorry.
Knox. Yeah, he needs 7 yards.
No. Maybe it was Hunter. Maybe I read him separately. Hunter Henry needs 5 catches. Diggs needs a touchdown, and Diggs needs, I think, 70 yards.
The only thing that I know about Buffalo is that Dalton Kincaid is questionable to play, and I'm seeing that even if he does play, he might not get his full workload.
Yeah.
Odunze, he's looking like he's going to be out for the Bears today. Achan, he's doubtful for the Dolphins. Devontae Adams doesn't look like he's trending in the right direction to play today.
I don't think they would play him. They got nothing to play for, right?
Yeah.
I
I think Waddle's probably not going to play in that one either.
What about the team like the Bengals? Are the Bengals coming out with everyone today, or?
Yeah, from my understanding, yeah. I haven't seen anything that says that they're not. I'm seeing actually that That
Yeah,
Zach.
that's what I'm curious about. Like the games that mean nothing.
Yeah.
Like, are those guys coming out with their starters or?
Hmm. Yeah, it looks like everybody's good to go for the Bengals. The Cowboys, same thing. It looks like they're going to be playing everybody.
So, which games do you suggest wagering on today? You said the Cowboys.
Yeah, I like the Cowboys today personally. I kind of like we were talking. We were talking about it. So I'm kind of liking Detroit to cover against Chicago, even though
Yeah,
that's
I actually like Detroit too. I
uh,
actually like Detroit too. I agree with you on that, 100%.
the Rams are playing for seeding. So it's kind of a big game for the Rams because if they lose, then they're going to have to play Philadelphia or the Bears in the first round. Whereas if they win, they would play Tampa Bay or Carolina. So I think they want to probably play Tampa Bay or Carolina instead of the other two. They play Arizona today. I wouldn't
Do
be
you see
surprised.
Jacksonville covering that spread?
Um, what do you think, JB?
Jacksonville covering the spread.
I think a lot of people are going to
I,
be betting on Jacksonville today, and I think
yeah, I think it's gonna come
it's
too
true.
close.
I think it's
The
almost
only thing, yeah, the only thing I seen on Tennessee was Tony Pollard needed 65 yards for an
Yeah,
incentive.
that's what I
Yep.
seen too. That's the
Yeah,
only thing I seen.
What's up, Timbo?
What's going on? What's up with y'all, man?
hey, what's up,
that's
Tim?
what yeah, that's the only thing I seen on Tennessee.
Hey, I'm gonna take a quick break, JB. I'll be right back. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Oh,
Man.
you guys have been live for a while now.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 hours. 2 hours. Yeah, we haven't even touched everything. I know he was talking about the Dallas and Giants game too on that. But Giants have, man, I forget the exact stat he said. Man, he pulled something crazy out of his hat on that one. But I know we haven't touched the Chargers and Denver game yet. I know you don't usually like doing that, but
It was just
No, I just looked at the Charger game and
mhm.
the Denver game for anytime touchdowns because there was one guy with an incentive. Keenan Allen has a couple different incentives, and
Yeah, yeah, he does.
they had all the Broncos listed, and the only thing they had listed for an anytime touchdown was Trey Lance. So I don't even think the Chargers said who they're playing yet.
Yeah, they're probably not got anybody.
Yeah,
Oh,
What do you think about
yeah.
that Atlanta game though, Southgate?
Atlanta
New Orleans. They're
Saints.
in
Yeah,
a yeah, they're in Atlanta.
you got to think Atlanta's gonna want to play. I mean, play spoiler, right?
yeah,
Yeah. That was their vibe last week too. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna play spoiler and show you all that, if we put it together, get it together, we belong.
You know what time that game is?
Yeah, that's noon. That's
yeah.
noon.
The moon game.
Or
Uh,
1
okay.
p.m. Eastern.
I was just looking around and I'm looking at the things and I'm like, I'm totally lost on who's playing and who's not and who's gonna start their starters.
The only reason why I messed with that game is because I see that Atlanta needed to win for Carolina to get in there. So I took a little risky. I took a little risky one right there, and I liked it. Tyler Algiers rushing touchdown.
Yeah, I actually came up to get all Bettors knowledge.
Yeah, he was we were breaking down that too earlier with that Algier. Uh I
Yep.
like that. I like that. Oh dude, with the Chicago and Detroit though, man. What was it? Dude, Chicago is really bad again. I mean, not really bad, but they're bad against the run. They're like what,
Yeah.
seventh or fifth worst against the run, something like that.
Oh,
But they're not.
also, Debo needs 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And Debo needs 93 yards.
Yeah.
Yep. He's got a couple of them.
I could kind of see him getting in the end zone for sure, at least once.
Yeah. That's another one, Debo.
I like that Burden though, and that Monty over 33 or the 33 plus on the rushing.
All right, let Bettors come back and do his thing. I don't want to take over a show, and let him finish his thing, and I'll watch. I didn't realize you guys are still going over games.
And I'll mute up.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Good? Okay.
He's just taking a little grab something to drink. Probably. Are Steelers and Ravens going to go past the first round? Probably not. No, probably not. Who do you guys like in that Steelers and Pittsburgh game?
I like Ravens.
I like Baltimore. Yeah. I think Pittsburgh had the chance to really seal the division, and they just kept playing with their fucking food, bro.
Yeah,
Me
I think
personally,
the
I like
only
Ravens.
you like the Ravens. I think the only reason that I don't like the Ravens, I was telling Betters earlier, is um just because when they got Lamar in there, and I said this before, when they got Lamar in there, and they tend to run away from Henry, you know. So if they're gonna run away from Henry, I just
Yeah.
if they run away from him, I don't see them winning. Every time that they do, they lose. So I mean, it's just been time and time again. I can't, you know,
Yeah, I told you the only reason why I like the Ravens was what I seen 3 weeks ago when Baltimore was a game behind. They had Pittsburgh as the same odds as Carolina to win the Super Bowl, and which was plus 6,000 Vegas, and they had Baltimore a game at game. Baltimore wasn't even in the playoffs, and they had the plus 2,000 to win the Super Bowl.
yeah, that was crazy. I remember you saying that.
That's the only reason why I like Baltimore. I mean, other than that, it's just because Vegas obviously thinks that Baltimore's going to win. It's like last night, there was no reason why Seattle should be laying at San Fran.
Right.
I mean, there's no reason you should
No.
be laying 2.5 points.
No. Barkley needs 87 rushing yards as well, and he hits a quarter mil.
Yeah, but I heard they're taking all their starters out, so I don't know if they're going to do it or what.
I think they may, if anything, he may play like the first half and then just chill out.
Let me see something.
If that.
Dude, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. They didn't even let him get the fucking rushing title last year when he needed 80 something yards.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna let him get that was etched in his name somewhere for eternity, and here it is. You're just collecting a paycheck that who knows what you're gonna do with it. You know what I'm saying? That's a
Just to add to that, JB, he also had his chance as well whenever when he played the Giants. And the coach asked him, "Did you want to get in there and get some more yards or whatever?"
Well, actually, yeah, JB, I just looked. Barkley's not even on the anytime touchdown list. It's Tank Bigsby.
Okay.
So I guess they're not even going to play him.
Interesting.
Like even the receivers are Dotson, Shipley. Like you know what I'm saying? They're sitting the receivers too.
Trying to find some lineup players that are in or out.
Yeah, I remember Robert was actually saying something about that. I've forgotten.
Props aren't even up in the Dallas game.
Dallas Goedert isn't playing either, right? So it's Grant Calcaterra.
Yeah, you see, like they don't even know who Green Bay's playing yet because in the Dallas Giant game and in the Green Bay game, They have no anytime touchdown players up, and they only have yardage up for Jefferson and McCarthy in the Minnesota game.
That's crazy.
I know Von Miller needs a sack for like $1 million too.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that need halves and one or two.
What about Denver and the Chargers? You guys, you guys like Denver in that one? I think Chargers might be sitting some people.
Yeah, I think they're going to.
Oh shit! Is Nico Collins out today?
So Herbert's not playing today. Nico Collins for Houston. Let's go check.
I didn't see him up there. Oh, Bettors are back. Good shit.
Yep. Nico expected to rest. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you'll see a lot of Jaden Higgins and Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
Actually,
Who's the other kid? Or what's his name? Leggett or something? Or
Leggett. I think that's for Carolina, right?
yeah.
Was it Hutchinson or something?
Yep. No. I don't know.
Yeah, that is. They don't have anyone up in the Minnesota Green Bay game. No players for anytime touchdowns, so they don't have anyone up in the Giant Dallas game yet.
Yeah. There's still a lot in the air.
Yeah, I think a lot of people went like the Denver game. They have all the Denver players up, but they don't got one Charger player up.
Yeah, I just seen that South game.
Bettors, what do you think of the Jacksonville game?
I mean, on paper, Jacksonville should run away with that game, and they have a lot to play for. But I think Tennessee's going to hang around somehow. I like Tennessee to cover.
Yeah. None of those big spreads have covered this year, right? Bettors?
What's that?
None of those like 12, 14-point spreads have covered this year, right?
Yeah, that's a little high, I think.
Uh,
And I think a lot of people will be betting on the Jags today.
Yeah.
So I like the Titans to cover somehow. I don't know if Pollard's going to get his 66 rushing yards, though. I don't like that. Jacksonville's allowed the fewest rushing yards this season per game.
and one more thing, and I'll let you finish your show. What about the New Orleans game?
The Saints. Oh, yeah, JB and I liked Atlanta in that one. Drake London, questionable, but it looks like he's probably going to play. Same with Mooney. Questionable, but looks like he'll play. And same with Kyle Pitts.
I like Pitts and Mooney. Bijan.
So, yeah, we liked Atlanta, which will get Carolina into the playoffs. If the Saints win, then Tampa Bay gets in.
Yeah. Who
Is who's the running back over there in the Saints? I know Kamara's out, but who were they using?
They were using what's his name from Kansas? He ended up getting hurt though.
Devin Neal. So now it looks like
there you go.
Yeah, because it's estimate.
Yeah. And Atlanta, I think they're weak against the run, so he could have a decent game. Estimate. Yeah, Atlanta is weak against the run, so.
You know what? You haven't heard his name all year. Today might be one of those Taysom Hill days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was actually looking at that last night.
Where you're like,
Up
this
late.
motherfucker came in and scored a touchdown,
Ruined everybody's shit.
Yeah, normally he comes in around week 10, 11. I haven't heard his name all year, Taysom Hill.
No.
Mhm.
All right, Bettors, do your thing. Finish your show, brother. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh,
I
you're
thought you
good,
were
man.
almost done with the games.
Hey, you're welcome anytime, man.
I just wanted to pick your brain a little bit to see what was going on with these games because I don't know what the hell to do.
Yeah, I get it, man. I get it.
So if you're gonna give me like a 14 parlay, give me
Uh,
your four best bets. You like Dallas, obviously.
yep, Dallas. I'd say Falcons, Detroit on that spread, maybe even win. And I like the Rams. I like the Rams to win. I think I like the Rams to cover too. Um, and I like Pittsburgh tonight. I like Pittsburgh. I know. I think you guys like Baltimore, but yeah, I kind of thinking Pittsburgh tonight. I think
Yeah, I'm
New
sure.
England.
I mean, I don't know if you were listening. The only reason why I like Baltimore. Did you hear that, Bettis?
No, I don't think I missed that.
Yeah, it was because 3 weeks ago I was looking at the odds to win the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
and when Pittsburgh was a game down, they had Pittsburgh. I mean, when Baltimore was a game down, they had Pittsburgh plus 6,000, the same odds as Carolina, and they had Baltimore at plus 2,000. So that was a little fishy to me,
yeah.
you know.
I just, I naturally think that Baltimore wins that game, but it's a primetime game, man, and I don't know how Pittsburgh gets it done, but yeah, I'm thinking Pittsburgh at least covers. Maybe not win, but covers. But I do think Pittsburgh wins. But I get your reasoning too, though.
So do you think Atlanta covers that line, or should I money line them?
I think JB and I were saying taking them down to like -2.5 is
Okay,
probably our money line.
and then you're cool with laying all those points with the Rams?
Yeah, I think so. I
Okay.
think the Rams have enough to play for today. Now they're not going to be. It looks like they'll be without Devontae Adams again, but
What are the Rams even playing for? Just seeding at that point? No, what was
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, there's a pretty high total in that game, so they might blow them out. You might be right about that.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
And
you might
Arizona just got blown out by Cincinnati last week too.
you might see like a 38-13 game there or something like that. Yeah, Arizona did just get blown out by Cincinnati. You are 100% right about that. How do you think the Bengals come out today? You think they come out with something to play for, or what?
I mean, they didn't really have much to play for last week, right? And they came out and performed. I think JB likes Cleveland to cover in that one. I like Cincinnati to at least win. And sometimes when we take those favorites at home that are supposed to win, you got to pay a little bit of a price. So I was thinking about taking Cincinnati down to -2.5, 3.5. And Sanders really should have his way. Cincinnati does not have a good pass defense.
Who do you have to get in the end zone, Bettors, in that game, as far as on the Cleveland side?
On the Cleveland side, let's see, running backs, rushing touchdowns, wide receivers. I would say, man, I'd just say like Samson probably running back there for Cleveland, but I think a sleeper would be the third string tight end here, Whiteheart.
Blake Whiteheart.
Yeah, because Cincinnati's allowed the most touchdowns to tight ends this season. So I think Whiteheart could get a touchdown today. But yeah, I guess my favorite one though for Cleveland would be Sampson though to get in.
Sampson. King Safe. What's up, my guy? Shout out to TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Over there in Trovu. What's up? Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, I think next week is going to be a lot more, exciting. You know, you got every team playing for something next week. This is just, the last week we have here, and there's a lot up in the air this week,
Yeah.
Who's playing, who's not, who's tanking.
Who's not?
JB wants the Chiefs to lose today. I still think the Chiefs win and cover, but I don't feel great about that, especially considering JB's a Chiefs fan and he's hoping they lose.
Yeah. I don't want them to miss that 10th pick, man. I want that top 10 pick. I want to get that. I want to get Jordan Love. Yep.
Sir.
What about Washington, Philly? Does Philly have anything to play for today?
Philly. Ooh, that's a good question.
Outside of the Debo pick, I was eyeing Terry McLaurin touchdown as well. He's sitting at a plus 330. But I'm gonna just stay with my gun. Just roll with Debo.
Since 2005, the underdog in Baltimore versus Steelers series are 30, 12, and 3 against the spread. And when the line is -3 or higher, the underdog is 24, 5, and 3 ATS.
Let me digest this information here. Since 2005, the underdog in that game, which is the Steelers tonight, are 30, 12, and 3 against the spread when the line is 3 or higher, which is -3.5. And the underdog is 24, 5, and 3 against the spread. Yeah. I blessed up P. I like Steelers to at least cover that tonight. I think it's tough to win that game without DK Metcalf,
Yeah. For sure. I mean, they're not, but they're not a very high. I mean, without him, I don't see them being any real big threat. But I don't know, man.
I do like Philadelphia today, though, to get that win against Washington, probably to cover as well. Philly's 10-6 against the spread. Washington 6-10. Washington has that Josh Johnson in at quarterback.
Yeah.
It looks like the Eagles have a little something to play for, seeding or something.
Yeah, I think they want to move up. I don't think they want to stay at 3 seed.
What are you thinking today, Timbo? What are you liking?
You talking about in general?
Yeah, just a team or a player prop that you got your eye on.
I know this may be a stretch, but I like Jefferson's receiving yards. I actually took him before the lines went up. It went up all the way to 70. They're at 70 right now, but I took him for over 66 receiving yards. Another one that I took. It was a pretty value pick. I took a Jamison Williams touchdown.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Chicago's not good at defending against those wide receivers scoring touchdowns.
Mm-mm. Of course, I took the Debo touchdown. Also took the Tyler Algier touchdown as well.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Let's see. What's that? Who else did I? I gambled and took the T. Higgins touchdown.
Mm.
I think there was one more.
Risky.
Risky. I think it was one more. I'm trying to remember.
This is the Lions are done.
Yeah, the Marquise Hollywood Brown touchdown as well.
Appreciate it, blessed up.
I don't think we mentioned anything about Jets, Bills, but I gotta lean towards the Bills there.
Yeah, I was looking at that, but it didn't give me enough props. I mean, it doesn't give me anything. It just gives me first half. It gives me money line, spread, team yards. I mean, it doesn't give me anything.
We appreciate it, blessed up P. You know, next week the plans to come a little bit more prepared, like I usually am. Earlier on in the season, with all those statistics and stuff, there's only probably 4 games or so next weekend, 6 games or so. So we'll be more prepared for that one. But yeah, there's just a lot in the air today with who's in and who's out and all that stuff. So
yeah, this is a crazy week.
For sure. You got anything else that you wanted to add, guys? JB, anything else, man? What's your favorite play today, JB? Your favorite team, player prop?
Bijan. I kind of like him for 2 tutties. I got one I was messing with last night. I had Bijan for 90 plus rushing with Kyle Pitts 50 plus receiving, Bijan 2 plus touchdowns. It's only a plus 120 1251 odds right now. What do you call it? The Bijan though, like I was really surprised when I looked at it. It was like he was like minus 180, right? But like really, like dude, he's been higher on 2 tutties the whole year. Like, well, I should say like the past like month, I've been able to be a part of this shit, right? Watching it, and he's been going off, dude. He's been going off. I think he's good for the two tutties. I think for some reason I like it. I mean, like he's plus 330 on 2 tutties, and the Saints running back is plus 200 on one. You know, I like the odds.
I just see that Josh Jacobs is going to be out today for Green Bay. I like that Emmanuel Wilson. Like I said, man, he had his most rushing yards this season in a game against Minnesota. I believe he had 2 touchdowns in that game as well. So I think he's somebody to look out for today for the Packers. Emmanuel Wilson. And then, my favorite player prop's going to be that Montgomery. I think it was 33 plus rushing yards, JB. David Montgomery for the Bears, and then, or excuse me, for the Lions playing the Bears.
Gremlin.
And then my favorite money line has got to be Dallas. They've won 9 straight games against the Giants. It looks like Dallas is going to have their starters in today.
Oh,
So
they are.
even taking that to -2.5, I'm cool with. And then some other ones that I like are going to be Detroit plus that 3.5. The Rams minus whatever they are against Arizona. I'm cool with.
I think that's 14. Yeah, 14.
14. Yeah, I'm cool with -28.
Yeah.
And then Pittsburgh, man. I like Pittsburgh to cover tonight. So. Joe here in chat says first time all year the Steelers defense is completely healthy. So
Interesting.
But yeah.
What's up, YCA?
Sir.
D, what's up?
I got D. Jay Jettis, this one's for you, D.
Let me update this one more time to see if I have any other injury updates, and then we'll get out of here. Looks like we've covered everything, but there's still some lot still in the air. So
yeah, it's like we said, this is a crazy. It's like week 1, but reverse.
Yeah, good comparison.
Yeah, it's like week 1, but opposite. Take Harry the Hitman for a pick. All right, D.
I'm seeing games with no seeding implications, guys. Nothing, absolutely nothing to play for. It's going to be the Cowboys and Giants, Packers at Vikings, Browns at Bengals, and Chiefs at Raiders. Every other game has at least seeding implications at the minimum.
Wow.
Upset of the day. What's your upset of the day, JB? Give me a big underdog that ends up winning today. Or Timbo. What big underdog do you guys think?
Big underdog.
Cardinals beat the Rams.
The Cardinals beating the Rams, JB.
Mm-hmm.
Give me them good old Tennessee Titans.
That's what I'm thinking too, Timbo.
Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, if we're talking about a big underdog, yeah, I'm liking Tennessee, man.
Yes, sir. Good old Titans, man.
Yeah, let the Titans win. Let the Titans win and the Chiefs lose. Yeah, you can't even get touchdowns in on the Giants and Dallas game.
Yeah.
Any touchdowns.
I'm sure right when we get off of here, we'll get a bunch of injury updates.
Yeah.
Usually how it works out.
Man.
Well, anything else, man?
No, I don't think so, man. I think that's really it. I might have. I don't have anything.
Shout out.
Dude,
I'm just in case for the NFL world to know, man, just make sure that you take the over on the 1, 2, 3 count. Cody Rhodes. Nah, I got nothing.
You want to give shout out or whatever to sponsors, JB?
Oh yeah, I mean, we got Bet US, MyBookie.ag. You can go on up here. Where is it? My gosh, so much stuff. It's crazy. You can go up to that QR code, just snap that mug, and it can take you right to mybookie.ag. You type in promo code not move, get you up to 125% on your first 3 deposits, man. We're also with the MLB shop. Get all your merch, all that stuff. It's QR codes right up there, man. Grab it, snap it. The NFL shop as well. W.GG. Use promo code not moved for promo code not moved. Receive 10% off of all your store purchases as well. If you go to our website, notmove.shop, not move shop.fortwall.com. We got all the other guys over there, man. You can go over there. We got what is it? Walmart.com. Shop at Walmart.com, man. Get all your merch, all your stuff, man, with Not Moved.
Cool, man. I will see you guys next week, and the plan is to come a little bit more prepared. Like I was doing in the earlier weeks. Get those grass versus turf splits for you guys and all that stuff. So, thanks for tuning in today, and good luck today, everybody.
This non-casual podcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or reused without the authorized written consent of the Not Move Podcast Network. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.